Hello and welcome to this short, quick and easy tutorial on how to make a scrunchy headband with a band. As you can see in the video I'm showing you, there are just a couple that I made with satins, but I'm going to be using the Ankara fabric for this one. So you need your band of choice, you need your fabric of choice, which is this gorgeous Ankara print. You need a tape rule for measurement, your scissors to cut, and a glue gun to assemble it together. If you do not have a glue gun, you can actually use a needle and thread to sew it all up together. It takes a little more time, but it gets the work done. So we're going to get right into it. We have 3 pieces, so you're just going to cut out the 3 pieces you need for this tutorial. The first piece is about 7 inches wide by 40 inches long. Now you can decide to use 7 inches or 8 inches or 9 inches depending on how long you want your ruffles to be, how full you want it to be. And then the second piece you need is the fabric you would use in wrapping the band. So it's about 2 inches by 18 inches long. You can make yours longer, but there is no fixed dimension to it. It's just enough fabric to wrap around your headband. And now to the third piece, you need 2 by 14 inches. This is going to be what we use in forming the scrunchie effect. Alright, so straight up, let me explain to you why it's 14 inches. See, I'm just taking my tape rule from that end, not starting from the very beginning, just from that end. And you take the tape all the way down to the other side, and you can see that I have about 14 inches, about 13.5, 14 inches. So that is why the length of that band is 14 inches. Now if you want your ruffle to just cover a certain part, you just measure what you want it to cover. So that is how I got that dimension. Alright, now we're going to get into the assembly proper. We're going to use this fabric. This is what we're going to use in wrapping it, like I explained earlier. But before we get into that, let's ensure that everything we need to make this headband has been made ready. Now the first thing you're going to do is just make that ruffle piece, which we're using the 7 by 40 inches. You just fold it in half with the right side facing each other. All fabrics have the good side and the wrong side, or let me say the right side and the wrong side. So you face it with the right side facing each other. So this part I can touch here now is the wrong part. So you're just going to take it to the sewing machine and sew a straight line from the top to the bottom of it to just make sure you have it sewn in half. Now that we have our band all sewn, you're going to turn it inside out. I am using a loop turner. You can use a loop turner or you can use a safety pin and just turn it inside out so that the right part is now on the outside, and then we go on to the next stage. Next, we're going to take the 2 by 14 inches, which is the strip of fabric that we would use to form the scrunchie. Remember how we measured the 14 inches from one end of the headband to the other end of the headband. So you're going to use, as usual, either your loop turner or your safety pin. I'm going to use a safety pin in this case. So what you just do is put the safety pin on one end of the fabric, and then you pass it through your 40-inch strip. So you just keep passing it through till it comes out from the other end, but also be careful that you do not lose the end that does not have the pin. So by the time you slide it in, you just move it gradually. Just keep doing that till all of the fabric is inside the box, just at the very tip of the box. Just watch out what I'm doing here. So when you get to the tip there, you align it, that line that you sewed, to flip it over, let it be in the middle, and then you use a pin to secure it in place before you continue sliding it all the way out through the other end. Use a pin to secure as well, and then you go to the sewing machine and sew both ends down to secure it. Don't forget to remove the safety pin at the end before you pin it down so it doesn't get lost in the headband. Alright, after sewing, as you can see here, both ends have been secured with the sewing machine. Now you understand how this scrunchy effect is gotten. As you can see, the fabric looks ruffled or scrunched, whichever one you want to call it, and you can adjust it and arrange it any way you want. Now to the next step, which is to wrap the headband with the fabric of choice. There are different techniques for wrapping, but I have found out that this is the easiest and the fastest way to wrap it, and I'm just going to show you how. So you just fold your fabric there at the tip, just there, see it, and then you're going to pass your band through it. watch again. See, I just folded it in a bit, like creating a small pocket. So just put your glue at the tip there. I'm taking it slow, even though you can watch this video as many times as possible. So pass it through, and then you fold, and you have a clean edge, as you can see. And then you just continue wrapping and wrapping and wrapping till you get to the other end, and then you would seal it as well. I would also show you how to seal it at the end of the wrapping. Just take your time and make sure you wrap in a slant motion, not straight, slant, so it looks smooth and seamless. Okay, we've gotten to the end. Wrap. So see there, I'm already at the end, so I'm going to wrap and seal it at the back there again. So put a little bit of glue, your glue gun. Please be careful when using your glue gun, it is very hot. So I'm just folding that edge in, and then I'm going to roll it and seal it on the other end. I'm sealing it here on the front because the ruffle is going to cover it. Nobody's going to see it. That's why I always seal at the front instead of the back. That's the trick that I use that works for me. So see, I just wrapped, and right there is where I'm going to seal it. I'm just going to stop right there and seal it. So as you can see it, I'm sealing it right there at the top. So you just turn and roll back, reverse, like you're going over a second time, and just seal it. So if anybody should look at the bottom of the headband, you cannot see where it starts or where it ends. It looks really seamless and really good. Now the next thing is attaching the ruffles. I told you this was quick, this was easy, this was fast. Now we get on to the main process of making the ruffled headband or the scrunchy headband. This is just an idea of what it's going to look like. So at the two corners, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue there and glue it down to give it a clean look so we can't see the raw edges. I'm going to do the same for the second side as well, but before that, this is what it's going to look like. So there are two ways. You can either just glue it and wrap it at the bottom of the headband itself, or do it this way, as you can see, or glue it and then those parts that I folded in, wrap it at the bottom of the headband. But this is the technique I'm using for this particular one. So just fold the two ends in like that and press it down. Do the same for the other side as well. Apply glue and then form a small triangle. Really easy, really fast. And after that, we're going to start gluing. Now, one thing I like to do as well is glue the two sides, like glue the ruffle to the beginning at the and the end of the headband. That way I am able to adjust the headband the way I want it to look. So first I glue it to one end. You have to press it down for like maximum 10 to 15 seconds and the glue is set. That's one thing I love about the glue gun. And then we're going to do the second side too as well. See, looks gorgeous already. All right, and so I'm just going to apply a little bit of glue to this other side as well and press it down for a couple of seconds so it sets. And after doing this, all you need to do is just arrange your ruffles the way you want it to look before you finally glue it down. So when you're okay with the way the ruffle looks, you just shift it back a bit, just like that. Apply your glue, realign it, and press it down. Fast and easy. Like, this is the easiest way for me to make the ruffles. Just do that, gum it down, apply gum it down so you're sure everything is all set. Okay, you can lift it up at any point and just check, okay, I don't like the way this space is. Apply a little more glue and press it down. You have to work really fast with glue gun, and you have to be careful as well because they can burn you. I have scars to show for it. And that's about it, and that is how you make a scrunchy headband. Really fast, really easy. And at this point, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. So remove all the excess glue stick. I know I already said thank you for watching, but I just need to come back to reiterate something. To make sure your work looks neat, all those glue tendrils and stuff, just remove them. Bye.